Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. Today we are doing most important chapter of history. What is the topic today? Janpad from the empire. There is a most important chapter from a Janpad to empire. But a first important topic arrive here, the emergence of a new religions. There is a most important from a regarding to the Janpad. In this period, the center of the economical and political activities shifting from the Haryana and the western UP to the eastern UP and Bihar, which had a more rainfall and the better fertility of the land, as it was not easier to exploit the iron ore resource of Bihar and a joining of religious people started using more and more iron tools and pluggers share to be a clear thick forest cover and cultivate their hard soil of this area. There is a most important for the emergence of a new religions. The evidence of the growth of agriculture comes from to the archaeologically and literacy is the source of this period. In fact, a planet shared is dated to the around 500 BC has been to found from a Jhakhera in the Istha district of western UP. Many other important pieces of the evidence of the use of iron in this period and come to the Rajghat, Kasambai and Vaisali and there is Sonpur. There is the most important area here. The Buddhist text is to tell us how to cultivation of the paddy, sugarcane and mustard required is a utmost care and the several rounded of plunging. An expansion of the agriculture resulted in their improve from food supply and the helped in their development of craft production, trade and the urban center. There is a most important here. The 6th century BC is known as a era of the second urbanization. There is a most important era of 16th century era and in their Indian is a subcontinent. After the decline of the Harappan town, urban center now the emerge again after a gap of more than 1,000 years. However, this time's town developed in the middle Ganga basin and not in the Indo-Plan. It is said that is more than 60 towns and cities such as the Patliputra, Rajgura and the Sauramatis and Varanasi, Vaishali, Champa and Kusambi and the Ujjain development of it between 600 and 300 BC. And these cities become a center of craft production and trade and were inhabited by a large number of artisans and merchants. The good produced by the artisan like a textile, silk and jewelries is a poetry, etc. There is a most important here and where is acquired by the merchant to the other towns. Varanasi was a major center of trade, is connected with the Savarmati and Kusambi. And Savarmati was also connected with the Vaisali through the Kapil Bastu and the Kosinara. And Jataka is a story tale as that is a trade traveled from to the Magad and Koshal via the Mathura to Texila. And the Mathura was the cities a point of travel to the Ujjain and the coastal area of the Gujarat also. There is a most important trade here. Development of trade is reflected in the discovery of thousands of coins as known as a punch market coins. Means here a PMC. The PMC here a punch mark coin. The various kind of marks such as the crescent of fish, tree, hills, etc. are punched on this coin. And they are therefore is called punched mark coin means PMC. The numismatics has identified the nearly of 550 types of such a coin made up mainly of silver and sometimes is a copper. The improvement in agriculture and development of trade is money and their urbanization had on the impact on the society as well. Indeed, due to this is a change in traditional equality and brotherhood give way to the inequality and social conflict. People is wanted some kind of is a repair from to new social problems like a violence, curiosities and craft, hatred, and there is a fleshhood. The falsehood there is the most important, and therefore went to the new religions such as a Jainism and Buddhism is a preached there is a concept of peace and social equality. People is a welcome it, and this religions is a emphasis that is a true happiness does not be lies on material is prostitute and their performance of rituals but is a charity, fidelity and non-violence and a good social conduct. Besides that, general economical progress has led to be a rise of Vaishyas and other mercantile is groups who is want better social position than and what is the Brahmans give them. There is a preferred to the Protonize is a non-Vedic religions like Buddhism and Jainism through the subsequently donations. Buddhism and Jainism were not the only religions which is a challenge. The Brahmanical is a dominance. According to their Buddhist source, more than 62 sects and the philosophies is flourished in this period. One of these sects was known as the Ajivika. Ajivika is the most important which was founded by is a Makhalis Ghoshal. The Makhala Ghoshal is a Ajivikas were very popular in the Magadh in the 3rd century BC and Mauryan king is donated several caves in the honor of Ajivika monks. There is a most important here. Is the most important topic arrive here are doctrines of the Jainism and Buddhism. They are part of from Janapadas to the empire. There is a most important chapter. The important point here, Jainism. What is Jainism and what is the feature here? The Jainism is a Bardhaman Mahabir. The Bardhaman Mahabir is regarded as the founder of Jainism. There is a most important point here. Note down. The Bardhaman Mahabir is regarded to the founder of Jainism, and he was born in 599 BC. That is also important. Near the Vaishali in a Bihar. He was the 24th and the last Tirthakara of the Jainism. Jainism believes that is the main goal of a human life in the purification of soul and attainment of there is a nirvana, and which mean to the freedom from a birth and death. This can be achieved not a thought, rituals and sacrifice, but by the presence of the Trithana and Panch Mahavarata is a three. Natna is the three jewels, right to a faith, right to the knowledge, and right conduct. There is a three. Ratna is the most important for a Jainism. There is a mean of a jewel. Three jewels are the right of faith, right to knowledge, and right to conduct, which can be lead to the liberations and right conduct mean observances of a 5 grace balls. The ahimsa, do not commit violence. The next era, asatya bachan, do not speak lies. Asatya, do not steal, and brahmacharya, do not indulge in a sex act, and aparighra is not acquired to properties, and the householders bear respect to the observed meddler from to the practice of this rituals called is anvarata is a small walls is a comparison to their monk. So what up can be noticed that well there are Brahmanisms and was there is a ritual to the Oriental religious life new faith from the conduct oriented. There is the most important. The most necessary feature of Jainism was a concept of here Anekanvarda and Swanvarda. That is the most important here, Anekanvarda and Swanvarda, and it means that is a truth can be a view from to the Anuvrata, Anuka and the various angle. Another important feature of Jainism was is emphasis was extremely from to the penances and authority. There is an act of non-violence. And where there is emphasis on the district or display line was one of their reason why it could not be attract the masses in the large number. Mahabira used to the Prakritic language to the spread is a masses. There is a most important here. Mahabira use a Prakritic language to spread is a masses. However, just like other religions, Catholicism also could not remain united from every long and later divided into two sects. The first called to the here Digambara. This is a his mind is a naked, and second here Sutambara. There is a who wear a white cloth. There is a most important divided by the two here. There are Digambara and Sutambara. There is a Digambara here is a who is mind the neck, and Sutambara is a who wear a white cloth. There is the most important for us. The next topic is a Buddhism. The Buddhism is the most important. Who is the founder of Buddhism? There is a most important question. And that time, the founder of Buddhism was Gautam Buddha. Who is the founder? Gautam Buddha. And who was born is a 566 BC at the Luvania located in the foothills of Nepal. One night the left is a places in the search of truth and ultimately stand there are true knowledge of the Buddha Gaya. He then began to call Buddha are the invented ones. He is delivered his first ceremony is a Sharnartha near the Varanasi. And this event is known as the Dharam Chakra Pravartana and the turning of their wheels of the law. There is the most important for the deliver to the first seminar is a Saranatha is near a Varanasi, and that is known as the Dharam Chakra Pravartana and turning of the wheels of the law. He is also established is a Samagua as here a die at the age of 80 year in 486 BC at the Kushanera and the Kushunnagar at the near of Gorakhpur in the eastern UP. There is a most important there die for the Gorakhpur in the state of UP. Buddha asked his follower is to avoid the two extremes of indulgence of worldly is a pleasure and there are practice of strictly abundance of asceticism. And this is a philosophy of is a Madhya Marg is a Marga and the middle path is reflected in all the issue is related to the Buddhism. The main teaching of Buddha are the encapsulated in the basic concept of four noble truths are Arya Satya, the eightfold path of the Satyagika Marg. Satyagika Marg and the first noble truth of Buddha said that the suffering for the dukkha. There is the most important here, first noble truth. The Buddha said the suffering of dukkha is the sim of the world and is like on the ocean of mysteries. Second noble truth is a dukkha samudaya. There is a every suffering has a case. Third noble truth is a dukkha is a nirodhya and the suffering could be established. And fourth dukkha nirogya is a Gyamini and Pratipada. If there is a path of leading to extensions are dukkha. He said that everything is the world like a birth, all age and death lead to the suffering. If one wants to get rid of the suffering, one has to conquer their desire. The removal of desire can be achieved through the eightfold path. And these are the right faith, right resolve, right speech, right action, right living, and right effort, right thought, and right self-concentration. There is a 8 here path is most important. The right to faith, right to the resolve, right to speech, right to action, right to living, right to effort, right to thought, right to self-concentration. There is a 8 path of given to the Buddha. Buddha used a Pali language spoke by the masses to the propagated his the teachings, and Buddha allowed to the lower Bansa as a woman to join to the Sangha. And the fourth Buddhist is a council is organized over different period play a significant role in the propagation of Buddhism. In the fourth council is during to the races of the Kanishika. Buddha is split into two major sects. It's called to the is a Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana and Mahayana is the two major sects here. And the Mahayana is adopted to Sanskriti as a language and started to the worshipping Buddha in form of the idols. And the Hinayana is a continuity to the flow the Pali and the treat to Buddha as a guides. There is a most important here. There are two important, the Hinayan and Mahayan. Buddhism became a big by the 7th century AD, but impact of Buddhism can be seen in all the sphere of life Indian history. Buddhist is a scholar, create many literatures texts like Tripitaka, Milapana and the Buddha Charitra, etc. And Buddhism become inspirations for their promotion of the arts and agricultures in their form of stupas and the rock and cut as a cave and painting. This can be noticed as Saninchi and Bharhut is a Amravati, Ajanta and etc. Buddhism inspired a Gandhara and Mathura school of arts. And Buddhism, by the opening it is a door to all the classes, is a challenge to the superiority and Brahmanism and give a better social position to the lower caste. Important topic I have here, the 16 Janpad. There is the most important here, 16 Janpad. The 6th century BC was not only a period of the social, economical and religious development, but it is also witnessed a new political development. In the later Vedic period as well, however, as seen earlier, people had started agriculture, which made them to settle down at a particular place. This permanent settlement led to the foundation of Janpad, a territorial state under the control of the king. In the 6th century BC, the main area of the political activity gradually shifted from the western UP to the east UP and Bihar. And this region was not only the fertilities on the account of better rainfall and the river system, but was also closer to the iron production center. And the use of the battle iron tools and weapons led to the some territory state to become a very large, and they come to be called Mahajanpads. Most of these were situated northly to the Vidyas is between the Bihar and the eastern to the northeast west frontiers of the subcontinent. And this list with a 16 Janpad is given below here. Most of the states were monocautious is a nature, and but some of them call is a gun Ganga has a clerical system of governance, and in this system, unlike is a marches, and where the heredity of king rules, administration was run by one elected kings with the help of the Lord Councillor or assemblies is the comprising head of all important clan and families. This system was considered more domesticated than the monarchies, and though there is a common man had no participation in the administration. And this most important here, these are a state was that by this is with there is a capital Vaishali, which was ruled by there is a Licho Vibis, and this the oligarchies is mainly sit in the foothill of the Himalayas, and they are gradually defected and the quarrel by the is a Mahagang the empire. Their list of the 16 Janpad here. Here the 16 Janpad here are Mahajanpad capital and modern location. There is a most important. The first here Anga is a Champa, and the Mangad is a Bhagalpur, and second is a Magad, Kasi, Vastsa, Koshal, Asharo, Sena, Panchala and Kuru. There is a 8, and the next year Matasya, Chedis, Avanti, Gandhar, Kambos and the Asambaka, Vazis and Mala. There is a most important 16 Janpad, and there is a most important activity here. Here show the of Mahajanpad is the Anga. There is Ascent city is a dark dot, modern city is a light dark, and national boundary is a dotted line. There is the most important here on this map. There is show the Mahajanpad on different area and different region.